in a meeting too.
Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna start recording.
2 meetings. Well, welcome everyone to the January meeting of the Superior Historical Committee, Commission, and we'll start.
Happy New Year,
Yeah, Happy New Year indeed, yeah. The preliminary matter, the roll call from Ms. JG herself.
Larry Dorsey,
Here.
Karen Wolodarski, here, Dalton Villette,
Here.
Mary Cartwright, here, Errol Wolodarski,
Here.
Scott Phillips.
Here.
We don't have Maureen today, Jill Roberts. Here. Susan Stanish. Here. And Councilmember Craig Kraft.
Here.
Very good. We have a motion to accept today's agenda, please.
Also move.
Moved by Karen, seconded by
I'll second.
Mary. So the agenda is approved. And public comment. Anyone here for public comment?
No, and not online either.
Okay. All right. We'll proceed right along here then. General updates and debriefing.
Oh,
No,
Oops, what I miss?
D.
the campaigning.
3D.
Oh, that's right. That's why I had this. Right now, elections?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it right now, right
Thanks for
away.
your assistance. I got the preliminary one here and the
Oh,
new one over here. I thought they were the same. Obviously,
No, they
I
are
was
not.
mistaken. Okay. All right, so we have the election of leadership elections today. And are there any motions for people who would serve in the?
and before we do that, I do have paper ballots if you wanna go that route. In the past, you just conversed and discussed.
Do we have any volunteers for any positions at this point?
Are you volunteering?
No.
That didn't take long. Careful, Mary, you may get.
I could just make a note. I've had the vice chair for quite a while. If somebody wants it, they're welcome to step forward.
Well, we've been doing the co-chair
Mhm.
approach. Don't know, if Dalton's willing to continue in that position?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that. I know it's a little unorthodox and I apologize for missing this meeting and not being there in person, but I would definitely be in favor of continuing with that. Or Larry, I know we had talked previously about having a single chair. I like the co-chair route right now, but open to other suggestions as well.
Well, to me, I think the co-chair really works. Like right now, Dalton's about to board a plane. I think it works.
I would say it's just the way it is.
I agree.
If you're both willing.
Well, absolutely.
That works with me. I'm completely game with that.
I'm okay with that, I guess, yeah.
Mr. Dorsey?
Okay, by me.
All right.
Do we have to do something formal though?
Do we want to go position by position, or we want to sort them all out first and then do?
Well, let's see, we have the co-chairs and the
The vice.
vice co-chair.
The secretary.
But once again, if somebody wants the vice chair, please step forward.
That goes for the chair too, co-chair, meaning me, not Dalton.
I could suggest Wally and start a family feud.
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
Those may happen unprovoked, actually.
It should.
I don't have you say at home, why would I have you say here?
Well, let's see, so is there anyone else who would volunteer to be the vice chair? Or anyone to nominate someone else to be the vice chair?
I think Karen's doing fine.
Mr. Allen, I would move to renominate Karen.
I would second that.
I'm staying out of it.
I like the.
Yeah, it's better, and otherwise all we have right now,
Nominated.
we're moving forward, so
Yeah.
why rock the boat?
Keep going.
If no one wants a change, why rock the boat?
Susan.
And we're not required to have a
continuing as
change by
secretary?
town.
Well, I thought I was assistant secretary or co-secretary or whatever that term is.
I hope you're secretary myself.
Oh. Well, my only thing about being secretary is I'm not as tied into the thank you note requirements as you are.
Well, I can be the thank you note person and you can be the minutes person, and I think
That's fine with me. I don't care what I'm called. I think you're right, though. I think we did kind of have a co-secretary.
Yes.
Yeah. That way if you're gone.
That's
we would
right,
help-
yeah.
Help with notes, but
Yeah.
it sounds like the division of labor is pretty set and working well. Is that correct or?
Yeah, I think so. Or if you want thank you notes, that's fine too, but
Dalton,
whatever.
have a comment?
No, I think Susan's been doing wonderful work with all the meeting minutes and getting those out the door. And Mary, thank you for all the thank you notes. So I do agree, like, if we don't see any need for a change, why rock the boat if things are going smoothly right now?
Well, then would someone now move to have Dalton and Larry as co-chairs, Karen as a vice chair, and
I move that we
Co-secretaries of
maintain
their-
our executive leadership as it is today for the next term.
a second that motion?
For 2000.
I'll second.
And but as Larry has clarified, that is Larry and Dalton as co-chairs,
Karen,
Karen is vice chair, and we're about to confirm whether Mary and Susan were co-chairs as well, or it was one or the other.
Co-secretaries.
Yeah.
Co-secretary.
Good
I
secretary.
think for the sake of documentation, calling them co-secretaries, even though we understand the division of labor.
yeah,
Is the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think it keeps it clear for what you have to document to town, right?
Well, I second that motion then.
okay. So moved and seconded that we continue with our current positions of leadership,
I'm gonna do a roll call vote.
okay? So it makes me think of it, sometimes there's a organization have a recording secretary and a,
Correspondence.
that's a
Correspondence.
Fancy.
The educator.
Kids think it works.
Are we ready for roll call vote?
Yes,
Larry Dorsey,
four, yes,
Karen Waligorski,
Yes,
Dalton Villette,
Yes.
Mary Cartwright,
Yes,
Errol Waligorski.
Yes.
Scott Phillips.
Yes.
Jill Roberts.
Yes.
Susan Stanich. Yes.
and I think as a footnote, I think all of us agree that if there's someone else who wishes to be in one of those positions, we wouldn't have any problem with that happening, so.
Anyone want to vote Barbie from holding position?
Until next year.
Okay, thanks for that.
all those campaign signs that we were marching out front.
Yeah, all the money I invested in the arts.
That's what's going on every Saturday down from the museum.
That's a,
Oh, yeah.
that's a draft Dalton Valletta's chairperson rally. Okay, now we'll go down to correspondence completed, reported. Miss Mary,
I think this goes back a ways because we had to consolidate meetings for a while, so
Hmm.
I'm just gonna go back to November. We did send a thank you once we got the shingles on the outhouse to the Snyder building because they had donated the shingles all those years ago, well, a couple years ago. And to the Afflecks for all their great help.
oh, good.
And also to the Questers who helped with the paint. And then just recently to Burton and Suzanne Lee for the donation of the drum map.
Very good, excellent. You overlooked anything?
I'm sorry, what was the second group of people that you mentioned?
The Afflecks
Athletics. And then the Questers.
and, separate from all these. Notes went to the same address.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And
Mark.
can I just say, I think our outhouse looks great and it's fun to get it open during museum open days, because it's different inside than what people are expecting to see.
Carol had talked a little bit about planting morning glories or something around. She said traditionally there were specific flowers that
Yeah.
would be planted around.
Like daisies or.
It was something else,
Hollyhocks.
Hollyhocks, way
gladiolus,
to go, Wally. Hollyhocks.
hollyhocks, yeah.
Oh,
Wally
So
scores
she-
a point.
She might be interested in talking to us about that possibility this coming year, so just wanted to let you
all
know.
right, okay. Oh, why hollyhocks? Do you have any idea?
I think it's the smell.
That's what she said was typical to have, this came.
Yeah, they're pretty tall.
Yeah. They can be close to 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I know they get tall.
I think, I can't speak for around here, but back in the Midwest, especially in on farms around the milk houses and stuff, there was always hollyhocks and stuff, or most of the time.
Always hollyhocks in the alleys too.
Well, in the alleys as well,
Yeah.
yes. That just was a popular flower.
They're pretty.
It's non-poisonous to cattle when they chew them too.
Mm.
We should, maybe that'll come up on Jeopardy one of these days.
I don't know. They said maybe, you can research them.
Let's see, I also sent a picture of the outhouse to the Broomfield
Oh,
museum director, and he was real pleased to see that, it was being taken good care of.
It
Certainly
looks
better
almost,
shape now than it was when I
yeah.
brought her in here on time.
it looks almost very.
That's why we need to get that sign like, Wally said. Do not use.
Either that or plant a cactus under that lid.
This is a public party.
Just a thought.
It'd be a pretty fancy cactus planter.
Well, I guess the user would get the point.
That's pretty cool. On that note, and while there's other brains, because my brain has holes in it. I did mention to the Lees that when the drum map was hung, we would let them know so they could come see it, so. Remind,
Okay,
yeah,
isn't drum map on the agenda?
also, yeah, so.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can talk about that. in just
Okay,
a
cause
bit.
I've got some information on that.
Informal.
So anyway. Dalton, Marshall Fire Remembrance.
Is he still there?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I'm still here. I will be boarding shortly, but as far as the Martha Fire Remembrance is concerned, things are kind of where they last were at the last meeting. We had a very terrific, I would say, showing at the town council meetings, very receptive to the ideas that have been proposed. And moving forward, we are going to be having a meeting, and I think the next meeting is going to be really focused on kind of launching fundraising efforts for this.
We're still looking for a couple of you.
And then the only thing I can add, just from an administrative perspective, we're working with the architecture firm to more formally designate the site so that we can do soil testing and
Yeah.
do all the preliminary things we need to do before they can even consider, to make sure it's viable. Everything will work out okay. And then we're also working with Leslie Clark specifically is communicating with Boulder County, because even though that hillside belongs to Superior, there is a Boulder County easement. So we do have to work with them just a little bit to make sure they're aware of what our plans are and are able to see what the design is and is in keeping with open space, planning.
Values, yeah.
We're not putting something in there that is inappropriate
It's up there by the.
or
on
the
the
garage
road, right?
off the parking lot, yeah.
Or it will be. Okay, thank you, Dalton.
Dalton, if we lose you, cause you said you're boarding, so
Yep, I'll let you know though, don't worry.
Okay.
I won't do an Irish exit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, RFI log and mass media list.
I think Maureen just wanted to ask if we had any updates.
I don't.
No,
Okay.
Okay. Volunteers.
Do we have any updates?
What
Doesn't look
about
like
your,
I think, the last thing Dalton has said is we had not heard back from Jade. But,
oh, I think we need to, not let Nancy drop either. I think we need to make sure she's on the list and we can use her, because I have the feeling.
Yeah,
Is
I
she
think-
on the?
I think Nancy
Okay.
would be good for the list for the open houses and potentially the cemetery days too.
Yeah,
I think she said she was going to Minnesota for
Yes,
several months and she would be back
no, she's
Okay.
out of
midwinter.
town a lot.
Yeah,
I was
Lately.
just thinking that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you,
so
And
it's
Also-
probably a good correspondence thing in February to say, hey, we know you've been traveling.
Yeah.
Are you back?
kind of same for Jean Barrett, I'd say too. She
Yeah.
has done some volunteering as well as donating.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Which leads you into number V,
What's that?
it leads you into number V.
Number
we-
V
Romanet 5.
for victory. Thanks for the assist. Lions Club and recent donations. Anything new on that?
so you know that there's been kind of an ongoing, desire to get the screens back from the McCools. And Dalton and I have been emailing back and forth, and I did get an email from Bob. He chimed in, I'm thinking that Daryl must have passed on my inquiries to him, and he said he is locating the login information and is ready to hand them off, but I've not heard back for a couple weeks now, so I will follow back up with him, and I'm guessing that's, obviously because of the holidays and such, so we're still working on it, so hopefully we'll have those soon.
Okay, good.
Hey, I have something on a donation. A year ago, Maureen's cousin, Deb Autry, offered us some pictures. And then she never did get back with me on a time that she could meet with us. And Maureen thought it was because they have acreage and they have a farm that they work down there. So she thought maybe during the off season, which is right now, we could maybe contact her. So I did contact her and she responded back and she said, I'll get back with you. I'll try to figure out a date that I can meet you. And I told you just about any time would work for me. So we're still working on her pictures, but I haven't heard back from her yet.
And I guess, once you see what you have, I guess the only thing I would put out to all of you is to decide if scanning them is something doable in-house, or if it's something that we need to take somewhere and have done,
Yeah, that brought up the question of the scanner. And I have no idea how many pictures she has or what they are or anything, so.
And I think the hard part is how, we would have to obviously borrow them in order to scan them.
Yeah,
Does, the
Yeah.
city have a copier with a good quality scanner?
I mean, all of our copiers will scan, but they're not high quality, not like a traditional scanner bed.
The photo place would have.
Yeah, so I think do we still have that scanner?
Yeah, the 3-in-1, it works great. It's a little, it is,
yeah, I had talked to
Manual,
Jill about it.
but it's, I mean, if we're doing 100 pictures, we're looking at several days of work.
Right, so that might be worth then taking it, so I
Uh-huh.
think
Like, yeah,
if you all could decide and then just let me know, and I'm
yeah, I think
happy
we
to.
would need to see the pictures and understand.
Yeah, cause I don't know what
The
all they are,
inventory.
there may be some that we're not interested
Yeah.
in.
There's also the possibility that instead of scanning, we use a photo stand and do raw
Photos. Yeah,
photos, so.
would be quick. Mhm.
Oh, that's a good idea. If
Uh,
we've got the box.
Yeah.
For taking photographs.
Karen, when you go, Susan and I were the ones doing kind of tinkering with the scanner. If one of us could go to see it, and then that lets us say what type of project it might be before we agree to taking one.
It's also depending on the
Yeah.
nature of
Yeah,
the photos.
photo, yeah.
It might be safer to handle them in a photo box instead of
Mhm.
flattening in a scanner.
Yeah,
And some of them could be huge, or they could
Yeah.
all just be small, we don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
you know, and Katie might be able to give us some advice.
when I learn more, I'll let everybody know what I learned.
Okay.
Yeah, that, and I think the other thing I think about too is if we borrow them for a short period of time in order to get them scanned, where do we keep them? You know, that kind of thing. And do we need an agreement for how long we have them? Things like that, so. That's all.
Sounds good. QR code signage and partnership with CAPS.
I apologize, I need a minute to.
Okay,
So as far as the CAPS work goes, Andrew and I have been in conversations. I know we'd like to get this off the ground in the first kind of quarter of this year to kind of finalize everything. And JG, I know, and I believe mentioned this in the last meeting, has ordered some of these signs.
Yes, so I wanted just to show you a photo. So here they are, you can't really see the. If you turn them, there's a lip on the bottom where they would get drilled in. But, so we have 15 in total, we have 2 for Lions Club. And then the remainder have the Town of Superior logo, and it's painted with a really heavy duty enamel paint. And so then on this portion is where the plaque will be adhered. So the information will be, you know, like for an art piece, it would be the title of the art, the artist's name, the medium it was made with, the year it was installed, and then the QR code would probably go here. So for this group, we still need to finalize where we'd like to put these. So I think CAPS will be doing, I think, 7. So 7, 5.
Yeah, I think
12,
7. Yeah.
7. And then, the 2 for Lions Club, and then the remainder would go to historic, so we could decide where you want them. So again, these are about, I can go get one too, they're about this tall. This is about 8 inches right here, so it's pretty good size. They do need to be bolted into concrete, so even if we just put in a small amount of concrete in the ground so that they can get bolted in. So now that you see them, you know, that might help us, you all decide where you wanna put these. Now, the 2 Lions Club ones are going, in Asti Park to help identify the trees. So I know we'll put one probably near the bench, and we might put one, I don't know where else, we'll have to figure that out.
Those are metal.
Yes,
It's pretty impressive.
and what's gonna go on the other, the one with the Superior logo?
those, 7 of those will be, at different art sculptures. that are part of the permanent collection, and then the remainder will go at historic sites or locations that this group would like.
To be determined, huh?
To be determined. Dalton, do you wanna share some of your thoughts on where you
Yeah.
thought?
So definitely was thinking at least one at Grasso Park. If we wanted, we could have a couple there to maybe focus in on individual histories of some of the buildings or the equipment. Was definitely thinking one within Asti Park, but focused on Asti itself, not just like what the Lions Club plaque is going to be detailing. The cemetery is an option too, to have it kind of outside the fence as well. So those were some different ideas.
So I think, we just need to figure out where they will go and what it will say on that plaque. And then I'll just get them made, and it's like a heavy duty, like almost plastic like that they engrave. And then they're really sticky and will stick to that top face.
Hmm.
And the nice thing about that is if we decide we wanna move it or change, that just comes right off.
Okay.
And then
And
we
maybe we should reach out to the Lions Club to see if they have any sort of specific text they'd like to include on theirs.
yeah, and I'll work with them, because that QR code is gonna we'll have to figure out if it leads to our website or to their website, you know, things like that, but. So theirs is a little bit of a one-off, but it was just nice to be able to get those signs made at the same time. And especially with so much that they've donated.
Agreed.
For ones not at the museum parks, I know we discussed before getting more attention or interest around history at either Autry Park or somewhere like that. If we have a valid connection, Autry already has a series of interpretive signs. The trailhead over by the industrial mine also has an interpretive sign. There might be opportunities for greater connection to more information.
Yes, and you know, and I think it's kind of a scenario that we would have to make sure that websites are updated before signs go out. So those QR codes go somewhere. And then the other thing I just want to mention is that this first round of signs is sort of the pilot. And the intent of Arts and History is to purchase more and just keep going as we. You know, cause I think CAPS would like to see these signs at almost all of the public art pieces. And I think for historic, as we gain more momentum with installing these signs, you might think of more and more places you'd like to see them.
All right, very good. Going to the debriefing category now, so this comes us to debriefing the January 9th work session with the comms department. And reactions to.
I thought it went very well. The interview I thought was very informative. I'm just so excited to see what's going to be made available in Hello Superior.
So to remind everybody, so the spring edition of Hello Superior is going to have a cemetery feature. And this will help to lead up to the Superior 130 anniversary. We know that there's America 250, Colorado 150, and then Superior 130. So comms is gonna focus mostly on Superior 130. So the spring issue will have this cemetery feature. And then, and this is in my staff updates, but I might as well just tell you now, that then the summer issue will be Superior 130. So we'll probably convene yet another group, probably all of you in some shape or fashion. I'll probably also send a questionnaire out via email, but we just will need to get as much information as we can to help comes with a story of what Superior was like, you know, in 130 years ago. But going back to this, so Larry and Dalton and Jack Bowles participated in the conversation. Deborah from Comms recorded it just for her own kind of journalistic purposes, but I asked if I could get a transcript of that, because I think the conversation was really, really wonderful, and I think there was a lot of great information. Mary was there, she trying to listen in and helped with some important research a few times. And so that, I think it went really well, and it will be exciting to see what the story comes up with.
I have a question for you. The last one edition that came out had an article on our stove.
Mhm.
And do you know if anyone ever sent Jerry Pyle a copy of that? Cause if they didn't, I'll be glad to do it. Can I get a copy somewhere?
Let me see if there is one. That is a really great thought.
I think
Thank
he
you
would
for
really
that.
enjoy reading that.
If there is a copy, I wouldn't mind. If there's another one, I wouldn't mind having one.
They usually have some at the desk, reception desk, don't they?
I
Or
thought
the
there was a
table,
pile of them somewhere, but I wasn't sure.
I don't know if we have any more, but I'll check.
Yeah, it was the last edition, I
Right,
believe. Yeah.
okay.
Sadly, I have to get going. I will see you all and talk with you later. Have a great rest of your meeting, everyone.
Hey,
Thanks,
Dalton. Hi.
Bye.
I'd like to, at this point, to bring up, it'd be nice if we could proofread any of those articles before they get printed, because
Absolutely.
that stove kit, they refer to it all the way through that as a wood stove, and that
Oh,
around
okay.
here it'd be more coal burning. And then it would too, but the coal is a little bit more
And usually if you're
handier.
referring to a wood stove, you're not referring even to any kitchen stove, even if it burns wood, you're referring to a heating
Heating
stove.
stove,
Yes.
yes. Yeah, so.
Good point. I'll make sure to request that.
Okey doke. Oops, I already did that. Okay, roundtable and ANFRAM, roundtable only take about a minute. But the only thing that came up that would be interesting perhaps to us is that the University of Colorado has a museum on the top floor of Old Main. And they're having a little situation going on now because Old Main is closed for some renovation. And they have to move all that stuff out of that museum site, and it sounds like it's gonna get relegated to a spot that might not be as appropriate.
Permanently or temporarily?
Well, supposedly temporarily, but you know, sometimes those things become permanent, and it's in the laboratory section there at 30th and Arapahoe. And so it's not quite as historic as being in the original building of the university, so there'd probably be a kerfuffle over that.
Such a nice museum too. Have you been in there?
Yeah, it's been a while, but
Beautiful exhibits.
there's some really interesting historical stuff. They also had the sports part of it, which they're trying to figure out, we're gonna put all the football cleats and I guess Heisman Trophy winners.
Oh, can I piggyback on that though? The other museum at CU, the one by the Mary Rippon Theater, that reopened January 8th.
Oh, okay.
And it has they're expanding more on the cache, I forget the name they call it, the cache that was of the Stone Age implements that was found in Boulder, anyway,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, really? Oh, the little Museum of Natural
Yeah,
History.
the Clovis area cache.
yeah.
Nature Science Museum, what are they called?
There you go. ANFRAM, Mary.
Well, it was just a communication meeting last Monday. The official meeting will be February 13th, I believe. And so far, the date, the location is to be determined because no one's volunteered yet. In June, the Lions Museum is going to host the summer social.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
those are the only places we know, but so there's the February meeting, April meeting, June, they're looking for hosts. Host,
For which? One for you?
and everything's open except for June.
Oh,
Yes,
What's required to host?
well, we did it once before.
We did it once, but it was kind of a big to-do.
It's not as big of a to-do
Yeah,
anymore. because-
that's when we went the couple last year, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
are we responsible for a topic in the vendor event around it?
no, I
or-
think just hosting, I think someone else does the
I
topic,
mean, the next meeting's February 23rd,
the 23rd, okay.
yeah.
I have to pull out my,
I mean, if we could grab town hall,
so I wanna,
I think it'd be nice for us to host, but later, where the weather's good, because we'd like to be able to.
I was
tour
gonna do
Grass
a mini
Hall.
version of the second grade field trip.
Well,
You're reading my mind, is
Yeah.
then be able to go to Grasso and up to Asti.
Yeah, we're.
Pull out the fire.
Oh, look.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh,
Yeah, pull up the
That's
fire.
even- That's even more fancy than I thought.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I should go grab it.
oh,
good
thank
idea.
you.
How about that?
I love the angle for reading.
And
Yeah.
In my mind, I kind of pictured a little stay off the grass sign east.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I imagine it's being taller than that. So it's
Yeah, so that, like I said, that plate will go here.
good.
All right, I like that.
That's pretty sharp.
It is.
Well, why don't we table the posting until, I think we could have it outdoors as much as possible too, so.
And we-
Had that in February,
Yeah.
that's coming up pretty
Hold
quick.
on, perhaps hosting
in
and.
the future.
Yes, because I mean, it'd be great if the screens could be up and the fire and all could be.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Information could be shown before, and that focus, and then the grass, agricultural focus, yeah. Okay, but
Well,
you
usually
say.
there would be a subject that usually related to the post museum, so like when we had ours, they had a museum open, and I think I did a slideshow on period history or something like that, so.
I'm gonna do two things here.
Okay.
Bridging this. So we need to add to this section the History Colorado affiliates updates. They're now doing their education at a set time the second Wednesday of every month. So I'm registered for those for the year. If you don't make their education, they send the replay. So I couldn't make it this month, but I got the replay literally as we walked in the door. So I'm gonna listen to that and send it to you, JG, but this month's was on preparing for fire and flood,
Oh.
which where I'm going when you said have the fire remembrance up in the museum is, could we reach out to the affiliate network, ask their speaker to come to Anfram and give a recap of that and then be able to show what we've done?
That's really a good idea.
Because, I mean, it's, when you start looking at cataloging, you see how much has happened in 4 years, right?
Well,
So
and you know,
kudos
that,
there.
I think maybe even to piggyback up on that is just for this group to share what it was like to recollect.
Left.
That
Yeah.
was such a massive
Massive.
endeavor by this group
Yeah.
to recollect.
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing, yeah, yeah.
But, you know, to have an interim museum, recollect, rebuild. And then get back to business, you know, I think that in and of itself is a huge
Well,
learning.
and it was a major paradigm shift of how we did that collection. Right, cause I had stepped away and came back in and it was like, wow, right? I mean, that was a ton of work on that corporate, so yeah.
And so far, the ones I've been to seem to, this year, well, last year and this year, seem to have museum techniques as their topics, so that would fit right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make fit.
And where would, if this group were to host, where would you see it?
Last time we did it in town, in the main room of,
Yeah.
boardroom of town hall.
Mhm.
But it could be civic space, it could be here, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think town hall lets you walk to the museums.
Right, and.
Like I said, it's almost a, you might have been stepping out for the signage. It's almost a mini second grade field trip.
Okay,
where you follow that route, right? They meet in town hall for the meeting portion, walk to Grasso, walk to Asti.
okay.
Have the fire truck out at Asti, would be what I'd envision from there, and if people wanted to stay longer, drive over to the cemetery.
Because usually there's like the meeting with
Mhm.
whatever educational, like the first hour, and the second hour is to tour the host
hosts.
facility.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
One thing they mentioned, which I almost forgot, I'm glad I made a note. The Colorado Bureau of Tourism has a passport program, which doesn't cost anything, and if you get on it, there's just a lot of good publicity that puts out through the Bureau of Tourism. And did I send you the information on for the send the membership, or did I just think about it? No, so I just thought about it, okay.
No, you may have, cause.
No,
I'm thinking about
So I'm
how
gonna-
buried I still am in my email from.
I'm gonna make a
holidays.
suggestion that we go to, cause with some questions I had, I got on the traveling exhibits. I have pretty good dialogue going with the people who are hosting these calls. So I'm happy to ask them and say, we're looking to see if Anne Fran wants to do this. So that in February, the organizations would need a date to approach them and say, we would like this in June or September. Which work for you? I think we need to be a little more definitive today versus tabling it. To go get facts. So are you okay if I throw that out to them?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mary, what's that next date gonna be for Anne Fran?
You said
February.
it-
it's February 23rd, but I think that's, like you said, that's too soon.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think they scaled back to every other month, so then again,
They've done
April
that for quite a
20th.
while, yeah.
Yeah, and then. June 15th,
And that'll be
Okay.
Lions.
that's
yeah.
Lions, okay. And then August is August 17th. I think we do August 17th, or we have to do April, because we get into fall, the fall presentation, the second grade field trips.
It's pretty busy.
Anything with the tombstone,
And April,
regular openings,
we've got the program and then our
spring,
tour.
yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
Maybe August also to make sure that we actually have the screen.
Screens, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I will approach them and say we're targeting August, and then I can copy in. My emails bounce to you, Mary, so I will,
How are mine doing this?
you two bounce and one other friend in Florida. I get the same message,
Go get it.
I don't get it, I know. My husband's pulling his hair out of this, it's driving, every time I bring it up.
That's painful.
It is, every time I bring it up, he gets all flustered, so.
One other tiny thing that isn't us, but April 12th, I'm pretty sure I got the date. The Arvada Flour Mill is celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Oh,
And so they're going to have a big to-do. And of course, that's not that far away from us, just to go for fun.
When is that? Yeah,
I think April 12th,
in April?
and I didn't make a note, but yeah. What day of the week is that? Hopefully it's a Saturday. They're gonna do that. She was looking, we had actually a good session. There were just a few
Yeah,
of us there, but
It's a Sunday.
okay, that could be it.
Sunday.
That could be. I can clarify that, but we'll have a meeting before that or two. We just had like a roundtable, but the person from Arvada said, we're really looking for ideas on what to do. And boom, 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 from the few people, their ideas were just streaming. Oh, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, which proves the value
Mhm.
of Anfred.
So have to get more participants. Did they get officers and that sort of thing?
No,
I think the old officers agreed to do it another
One more.
year.
That sounds
One more
familiar.
year. I think they were far more reluctant than ours.
our art
Really?
is very gracious.
Every year.
Work plan check-in? Cemetery open dates.
I put that on there, and I know you all know that we need to nail down when the cemetery will be open on those quarterly dates, but I also need it for the Hello Superior
Mm.
article.
Mhm.
So I was hoping we could finalize those dates today. I think when we last left off, there was conversation around sticking to the open museum dates, but, you know, cemetery being on the quarterly, but just figuring out when those would be.
We were going to skip the first quarter through the season.
That's true.
Yeah, due to the weather.
Mhm.
Or should we,
I thought we said we had to do it because the signage went out
says quarterly,
and we would, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
we would
that's right.
do
we
the
would
update.
monitor it.
We'd monitor the
So
weather,
we should look at March,
cancel accordingly.
cancel accordingly, yes.
which would be,
March 7th.
yeah, March 7th.
And then what?
March 7th, so
April, May.
Well, you sent out way back, I think that initial email, you had some suggested dates. And I kind of got thinking after that, you did, that those were actually pretty good.
Oh, so I have to go find that.
Well, let me look while you guys talk.
Can't AI do that for you?
Scott to the rescue.
Well, it would either be March or April, right?
I think I did just the standard quarterly, you know, March,
Yeah,
June. You know, I think that's what it was, but that could conflict with other things going on, so I think we should review.
well, if we settled on the fact that we're gonna have it only during open museum days, which I think we did, and I agree with. Then there's only so many dates and we would only
Yeah.
maybe switch around as,
And I think we said
Yeah.
11 to 1.
yeah.
Yeah,
If like March turned out to be a raging blizzard, then we might just make a spontaneous decision to move it to April. And let the rest of the calendar fall where we think is appropriate. I guess I don't like the idea of us having to fix dates for the rest of the year right now.
Oh, we could do that then, and then we could maybe do a to be announced and have people say something about checking the website or something.
Yeah,
Weather permitting and that. so.
Okay,
On the work plan, I had said I would turn it into a project plan as well, the document. Do we have the work plan finalized yet? Okay, can you send email? it?
well, so, council did approve it
Okay.
on Monday,
Okay, so it's
so
just,
we are good
yes,
now.
okay.
So
So when I get
we
that,
haven't sent it out
I'll do the
because we had
project,
to wait for
project
that.
plan we talked about, but one of the things Scott said was putting this in as a rolling item. On the opening,
Okay,
as we work through that this year to come up with stuff, so I've got that noted too,
so I will send the work, so the work
Mhm.
plan will get posted on the historic site, but I'll still send it out to the group.
Did Dalton have to contribute anything? Did they?
No, actually, the chair of CAPS and Dalton both, and we were all there at the meeting and they didn't even get to that consent agenda until almost 8 o'clock.
Oh, gosh.
And then they didn't pull either one. And, you know, I kind of had thought they were gonna pull CAPS, but last year they pulled historic, if you remember. So it was really good that they were both there, but no, they didn't pull any of the work plans. They just did a consent. They were on consent agenda and it just got approved, so we're good.
I'm not finding suggested dates. But
Well,
It's been a while.
yeah,
I went back through November.
Might have been, well, before. Yeah, either way, I think your suggestion,
Yeah.
Susan, is good.
yeah, I think
it
so.
was quarter by quarter, kind of.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Some
But
flexibility.
should
but
we,
we're
should
good.
we plan on 3/7 then?
So March 7. There, are you saying that there could be a weather date change?
Well, I mean,
If
you know
they're-
what March is like here, so,
Right,
yeah.
but you all are open to that, so
Yeah.
if we somehow worded that in the Hello
Mhm.
Superior, you would be okay with that?
I have
I
winter
think so.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's sort
Not
of,
that we need them anymore, but I do have winter clothes.
What's good?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just, yeah,
long, long.
Me besides shorts and flip flops.
Chacos.
Flip flops, right? That's becoming the Colorado dress code
No,
now.
no kidding.
Winter in Hawaii.
Okay, we're moving on, right? Collection management?
Jill and Susan. I don't have any updates, I think
We,
we're working on it.
So all the donation list is entered, so we're complete through 2025.
Yay.
All the scanned forms that we have are entered. I'm gonna send you the list of the next wave, which is predominantly 2024 and the first half of 2025. And then Susan and I are ready to start. Now we don't have to like record everything and keep track of it on the spreadsheet. It's literally going in, taking the picture, finding descriptions.
Great.
With
Which is
it,
still-
so, which is still time consuming, but having to look it and find it, we can actually
Yeah.
just go walk around the museum and go, oh, this has a tag, oh, this is this, and
Right,
versus trying to back into it, that we did on the first 50,
Yeah.
so.
and then we can hopefully still engage Catherine.
Catherine,
That's what
yeah.
she's- Great, because it was great. It was
Yeah.
a Little team. of
Cause
three
someone
to
was doing pictures and,
Yep.
and someone's finding and someone's researching and.
Moving
yeah.
things around, putting them back,
So,
so,
2 is required, 3 is optimal,
yeah,
yeah. So.
Yeah, and I just had one open thing, and that was after the Christmas tree came down,
Mhm.
the ornaments ended up back in the little boxes. Now I can tell which ornaments are in which box.
Box, yeah.
So, yeah, before I was kind of guessing. So that needs to be corrected on the
Okay,
inventory sheet. Okay.
that's easy enough to do.
I'm just,
Tickled pink.
I'm just so tickled, it's just looking so beautifully.
About what? Oh, this.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
And she was all,
Got a
wait,
system.
all I see is the forms, and I'm like, you'll see pictures, you can sort by pictures soon,
Yeah.
so. Mhm.
Great.
No, it's just, yeah, so exciting. Thank you, everyone.
When you go in, I mean, I can bring it up real quick. Where is it? It's kind of hard to see, but. I get. This is what you've all done since the fires.
All those are entries.
All those are
Wow.
entries. Every tile is an entry, and then right now the forms show up, but when you have a photo. So I said, this is an eye chart, let me get to the photo. So those are all the forms. So let's see, let's get a good photo. There we go, the phone's a good photo. So you see the photo if you're like walking around looking for it,
Mhm.
and with the description and number.
Scott needs to see too.
Sweet.
The other thing that I'll say too, that was just so handy was, the minor lunch pail.
Mhm.
You know, you just go, you right click on it, you download the
Okay,
photo,
yeah.
and I had it in seconds.
Yeah.
It was just so handy.
Yeah.
Think we finally got the right bucket, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So the biggest thing we're gonna need to set up next, and we talked about it, we need to document it, is when you get a new donation form, once a number's assigned, how it gets into the town scans and to Susan and I.
Just coming up with a
Mhm.
process.
Because the key, well, you can give it to us right away, if it doesn't have the number Karen's assigned. We can't do much with it.
right,
Mhm.
it's gotta start there.
It's
We
gotta
talked about
start with that
one.
number is key.
Yeah,
We had long ago talked about just having an in and an out box or something on the desk.
Yeah.
Would something like
Well,
that work?
I think the idea would almost be when Karen gets it, puts the number on it. Puts the, original to be scanned for JG. And then to be cataloged. So
Yeah,
it's almost like you need to make a copy and do that.
yeah,
But we had talked about getting the copies up front as soon as we have the form, but without the number,
right, doesn't
it doesn't do
make
much.
sense,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, and then once that happens, so that's our trigger next
Well, let
year.
me know if there's anything I can order to help with that. And then Catherine can kind of be an in-between to help get them in the right box or get them to
Yeah.
me or whatever.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Well, one of these days, we might consider a program of replacing the little tags on the jewelers tags
mhm,
with the method like they do at the Railroad Museum, where you put some museum quality whiteout on it. And then do the accession number at the smallest font possible practically,
mhm.
and put that on there and put, I think, something like acetone or something like that.
It's literally appropriate white nail polish and white ink, clear
Mhm.
lacquer
Yeah.
over a Sharpie. And it really depends on the materials you're putting it on, because
Okay.
acetones will eat into
I'm
things.
thinking a lot of the things. Like we've done with the tags, we've gotten a little creative on when we're putting things in of tying them off. Or being able to tape them down. Where do you put a tag on a crock?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you have to use tape at some point. So on some of those, the idea is yes, but on other things, I think if we did that, I mean, I'm thinking some leather or
But there are,
fabric, you know.
there are museum acceptable products. It
Yes.
isn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you get
And
from Depot.
the system Larry's talking about is usually used on, stone
Stone, metal,
artifacts.
yeah.
So like prehistoric stone artifacts,
Yeah.
you put down a base coat
metal pieces.
right on it, put a cover
Yeah.
over it, and that's because they don't want their cataloging numbers to get disassociated with all these small little
Yes.
pieces.
Yes, and that's why we started, it's like, you know, on a crock, a little piece of tape's not gonna damage it, and we're putting it where it is
But we can
inconspicuous,
also get,
but yeah.
we can all get all kinds of attachment things, whether it's tape, whether it's
Mhm,
an appropriate putty or
Mhm.
whatever it is where you can attach. it.
yeah,
So one of these days.
I mean, I think as we're doing the pictures and we're packing things, it's keeping an eye out of how we wanna label.
Yeah, and it could be that maybe after everything's done,
Mhm,
that you go back and do that on some things and not
Yeah.
others.
yeah, like I said, I think I've already, you know, learned that for all the care we did packing different clothing, there's two major things we did that we just didn't know. And we didn't know.
You do it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, we need to repack that, right? So I think it's gonna be constant. Cause we're volunteers and we're learning.
Well, and museum business is always constant, I'm sure, which is what makes it fun.
Well, the next item on the agenda is purchases for the uniform needs, and before we get into voting and all that, I got thinking the other day that, maybe we should consult with the Veterans Museum in Broomfield about the campaign ribbons, or
Good idea.
maybe they got some, de-accession things like an extra pair of shoes or something like that, but,
Good idea.
So you want me to follow up on that before you do a purchase?
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't think we're in any big hurry, so I would definitely check with them first.
Okay, I just added it because I didn't know if there was any new news, or if you wanted to do a vote for just an up to amount, or if you just want a table for until next month.
I think it's so case by case that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the idea of calling them. We also had said to call Weckers. And ask what campaigns he was in.
That, isn't.
Morgan.
Morgan, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, cause we wanna make sure we're doing it right when we do it.
Yeah, you think my gold-toed socks are gonna pass the muster there?
No.
I
They
just,
are a temporary fix.
I wanna see the next person take them off.
It takes 2 laps.
I'd like to take one of mine off and see if they match.
4 required 5 stop.
Mine has gold bands in it.
I've got it suggested there the last time.
So do we wanna vote on a money amount just in case we need it, or we wanna
Or
just
you
post
just
on?
wanna table this till next month?
I think we should table it,
Yeah.
because the idea was to be able to put the campaign ribbon on,
Mhm.
for a visual discussion and education for visitors, not necessarily making it as authentic as possible, but it didn't have to be pure to what was done. So it was how do we educate? Cause I had never learned about why they did the ribbons, right? I knew they meant something, but till we were putting the socks on. And it came up and it was like, oh, that would be a great educational thing.
Well-
But what goes into a uniform.
And I went back and reread the text that Marilyn Morgan sent, and it's in there that he was in Guadalcanal.
Okay.
So I don't know what other campaign
Yeah.
it might have been on, but you know, that was early in the morning, nineteen
So the book
forty-two.
I gave you is in Guadalcanal.
I know one.
What was that?
We're passing around a book on that one of the code talkers wrote,
Oh,
his
yeah.
autobiography, and he was in Guadalcanal.
How about that?
Mhm.
And incidentally, it's open on Saturdays. The museum is open on Saturdays, so if we want to go over, visit with them, they like visitors, but I'm tied up tomorrow, so. We make a field trip sometimes. It's a really nice museum. We will be in touch on that. Small kitchen utensils and drum maps, so kitchen utensils first.
Okay, well, Karen and I went, collected what, about 50-some
Yes,
small kitchen utensils
Oh, yeah.
a year, more than a year ago. Some of them you can't hardly guess what they are. I mean, they're really, it was interesting.
Unusual.
Butter slicer.
Even more. So, I just like to, at the time, we've talked about maybe just having a few on display at a time and rotating them. And so this, I was wondering about where it would be good in the kitchen to have like almost like a bulletin board thing with hooks
Like a
that
pegboard.
we could move them in and out, or anyway, to get people's ideas.
cause didn't she have them kind of like that in her kitchen? They were on a board,
On the
Yeah.
wall.
either that or that was just for us to come look at them. I
No, I think.
wasn't sure, I thought she
think
had them in the kitchen like that.
She had them like that, cause
Yeah.
it was, you know, some people would collect stamps, she collected kitchen
Those-
utensils.
Up
It was,
above the stove or above the washer?
well, I think we'd have that wall near the stove might be a good place.
Mhm.
There's quite a bit of room there.
You
Was
know,
somebody contemplating out in between those two shelves above?
Or
the
in
sink?
between the two shelves above
Well,
the
yeah, I
sink.
was gonna say,
yeah, originally I thought between the two shelves,
If there's enough room.
that'd hold quite a few of them
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Or you do it in both places.
Well, or you move the thing, a lot of the decorative things that are on the shelves to other rooms, top of the fridge, et cetera, et
We
cetera.
have a fridge, oh, yes, we do.
An ice box, we have an ice box, which I always call the fridge. But we could see what we could do with that wall.
I think if you were a cook standing there, I think you'd have more of your coffee can and all that on the
Mhm.
shelves.
Yeah, but we've got like the porcelain dolls and some things like that
That could be moved.
to the top of the fridge.
Or
The ice
or
box.
a knickknack.
Yeah,
Display
like a
somewhere.
curio display, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we might want to look at it again the next work session,
Yeah,
or
so
the one
when's our
tomorrow,
next work
when we
session?
open, or when we open in a couple of weeks. But looking at it, when I was there last week, I thought the space above the sink is really too little. It's only, yeah, you wouldn't be able to display more than a half a dozen or
What-
8 or
what type
something.
of-
My mother would call it a dish rack. So you'd wash your dishes by hand and you'd stick them in the
I
dish
do that
rack.
every night, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have one.
Okay. I have a dish towel.
Dish drainer.
Yeah, but some type of dish rack, dish drainer
Yeah.
that you could kind of line some things up in. We've got, cause we've got that.
The sink.
The sink has,
Yeah.
almost has a small counter space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
the drain boards.
Yeah,
But you have a unique way maybe to utilize that space.
space.
Yeah,
So I find one at the flea market or so,
Yeah,
drainer that just rack.
Well, figure out what would be period from old catalogs or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
And do we want them where people handle them or not?
Well, I think
Either.
there's certain things.
Too likable.
I think it depends on what it is, because we used to have the guess what this is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we.
And it was.
It's a butter slicer.
Peanut butter spreader.
It's a donut.
Peanut.
We literally had this spatula thing that was for scooping donuts out of the grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but it was all metal, it was, yeah,
That
it's like
works.
letting them hold the irons at the second grade field trip they desperately wanna touch.
Mhm.
Well, we're gonna let you touch an iron that is
Yeah.
made of steel,
Heat it up.
and if you drop it on your foot, it's your fault. But having a few of those things that are touchables
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
That's
untouchables,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
The butter scraper, we won't let them.
The other question I had is, in that mix, are there any objects that would be appropriate to
Mhm.
sit at a sink, like an old time scrub brush or?
Yeah.
Or a soap dish. or-
I have
you know
this-
what
I have a photograph of this on Catalog It.
But some of those things could go
Small.
out, but then
I
others
know.
become like.
I
you're
got a
talking.
picture of this
Pick
one.
and choose what.
Mhm.
Now, you'd almost
I
get
can't
them
remember
up and
if
then
they
see what
got
you
so
think will
much.
hang on the wall, right?
Yeah, get the,
So you
And
have
those
to
we
actually
could
have it in
probably-
your hand.
We could probably use
There's
those,
a picture of this one.
what's it called, the brand where you have the sticks on the wall and rather than driving a nail in the wall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of those would probably
Yeah,
be
Or
on that.
maybe that center area does have nails or hooks, and that's just for a certain number or type of thing, but then a different area would be where you would really change it out and have the ability to move the hooks and things.
And someone needs to stand there and contemplate our space some more.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
the feng shui guy in there.
so most of these are metal or metal with wood handles.
I can't tell you what to do with it.
Okay.
Same.
But you know what I mean, like, we
Yeah.
could really dress up that sink with things that we already have.
Yeah.
That might normally be sitting on the
On the
sink.
sink
Yeah.
or on the
Yeah.
stove,
And so I guess that's sort of separate
Well,
from Mary's thought of
yeah.
hanging things, but we could get.
but I
other
think a
cute things.
mixture would buy us space. Like, did they use Crocs? Cause we've got some smaller Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
They stand things up in that at the stove.
That would be.
I mean, I'm looking at the various pictures here. Right?
why don't, on February 7th,
Mm-hmm.
isn't that our next open day?
Yeah, we play with this.
Yeah, get the box up,
Yeah.
and those who are there volunteering,
Mm-hmm.
see what we've got, look at the space, as Scott said, Wally said.
I love the idea though, Mary, I think it
Yeah.
would just be so cute.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So those are the toasters and the irons and stuff, yeah.
Where
Yeah.
is it?
This is on Catalog It,
Oh, okay.
but it's the picture Karen took to do the donation
Okay,
form.
I thought that.
That I, when I was doing the form, it had been scanned, so I was able to, even though we haven't done the photos, we had photos from the form Karen did.
That's.
Yay, Karen.
Kind of as an aside here, those people had their house for sale when Mary and I went up there to get the stuff, and it still hasn't sold.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
A year ago,
Yeah, it was a year, well, it was September of
Yeah.
2024.
That's-
Where's that from, Joe?
It's on Catalog It.
Oops.
Where's their house?
That photo?
The
It's
photo.
west of Boulder, west of North Boulder.
Yeah.
I can't think of the area. It's not too far from 4 Mile Canyon.
Yeah.
So I think part of the problem is fires up there and
Mhm.
Yep,
Yeah.
insurance rate.
maybe insurance on the house.
people
It's a
aren't.
beautiful home.
Yeah.
People
But
aren't
they're
anxious
they're
to
not,
out.
there's 2 or 3 for sale up there and they're not
Like,
selling.
like off Old
JG.
Stage Road or something?
JG, when
That's right.
Karen did the donation form, they had taken a picture of how that was displayed on the wall, and she'd written them in, because to do 40 donation forms
Oh, yeah.
was crazy, so she said, see attached, and had it written out So when Catherine scanned the forms, the picture and those notes got in there.
Gotcha.
And so I just loaded everything as
Yeah.
that item, so.
Perfect.
Mhm.
And.
I mean,
And she
vote-
wasn't sure of all of those either, but that was her best recollection of
Yeah.
what everything was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks, that was nice to review.
Yeah.
Because as you all see, there's some really
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
A lot of knuckle abraders.
Yeah, yeah, but I,
Yeah.
not collaborators, but that's why I said, I think some of these things might be good for the, what is this that could be
Mhm,
touched,
mhm.
right?
Most of them are metal, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're metal and they look fairly industrial.
Well, if you have a safe to touch, they'll
When you say,
keep them off of what you don't
yeah,
want.
I
to touch,
mean,
'cause they have
it
something to
was the
touch.
one field
Good
trip,
idea.
we had these kids that were just glomming to touch and we went to the irons. We're like, if you don't touch, at the end there, we have and man, it's my new go-to. I don't know.
They just lined up. to-
Yeah,
Hold the
and they
irons.
wanted all three and,
That's,
Uh-huh.
that's cute.
yeah,
Oh,
the one kid said it's like lifting my mom's kettlebells.
Kettlebells, yeah.
Kettlebells, yeah.
These should be old fashioned workout.
Mhm.
really?
So
Yeah,
cute
he
with
said it
their,
wasn't a-
their frame of
epidemic.
references.
I see some ice tongs that could go
Mhm.
on the wall by
Wall.
the ice box.
Icebox, yeah.
Because anytime you have a do not touch, first thing is,
Human
it does
nature,
me
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
I can't
Lead
control
paint,
it.
do not
Keep
touch
off the
any green
grass,
finger.
my feet.
Uh,
He's talking about himself.
Bob jumped
No,
over so many places.
We know who the tactile learners are right here.
Okay.
Same way with a bench, do not sit on
Yes.
when it's wet
And then the
paint.
drum mat.
Okay, the drum,
So we now have a work session.
All right.
So
Well-
when Larry texted me and said, what are we doing at the work session? Cause it's our routine text. What did we decide on?
Do we have a wall picked out?
Before every work session, we always
Yeah,
text what
yeah.
we're covering, so.
So,
This is, we both have to remember this.
Okay, so the
that's,
drum
I
mat,
expect a lot out of me.
The drum mat?
okay, the drum mount,
Is there a wall picked out?
Oh, trauma, drum map.
there's only one possible.
Yeah, I, texted, emailed Katie Olson and Paul Gibbs. I don't know if you know, Paul Gibbs had a map store
Mhm.
and asked them if they'd be willing to give us some advice on how to do it. And Katie said she'd love to, and just let her know. And first thing she said was, in terms of technicalities, was have a plexi cover over it.
UV flex, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes.
So, Paul hasn't replied, and, we had that, answer Scott's question, we had planned on putting it in that. It'll be northeast corner of the education room.
Do you have a photo of the map?
No.
Yeah, I thought we'd seen the photo of it before. It's pretty big, right?
It was real big, yeah, but
Two
What's the
meetings
size of it?
ago.
I forgot now, I had it written down at one time.
Oh,
History Colorado, the 2 sessions ago on one of the History Colorado affiliates covered hanging fabrics. But why don't we ask them how to hang it?
This one,
Katie's good too.
Yeah,
They
She
deal with
just, I think
antique
she
maps.
recommended
framing, yeah.
framing in with UV plex.
Yeah, but if you frame it, if I have to take this, it's got wooden dowel at the top, and,
Almost like a shadow
I have
box,
to take that off or something if it goes in the frame, right?
or do a shadow
Or
box,
just
Mhm.
shadow box.
Shadow box?
where it's just got some
Well,
depth,
you've got the depth.
Huh?
where it's got depth.
Okay.
The
So,
frame
so
that,
your materials here and the plexiglass is out of ways.
Okay.
And then we did talk about, and this would be down the road after we get this up and all that. Covering it some way so that forever and forever, that isn't what's on display on that wall like the quilt was
Yeah.
at the old museum.
Mhm.
So that we could use that space for other things from time to
To
time.
rotate?
Yeah, but I mean, it's obviously too big to move the map and we'd probably wanna leave it, but have do something with the in front of the plexiglass sometimes down the road. Anyway, but I'm glad Katie is on board. So when we get her ideas, then we'll have to get some cost figures and do it both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we could approach her about dropping out on February 7th or on the work day in February.
If the map's on site, right? Cause
Yeah.
you would wanna see it.
It's on site, it's rolled up, so doggone.
or because she's a working person at a retail place, if, you know, if if she wanted to meet somebody after work or something.
Yeah, she probably would like to not do it on Saturday, because I imagine that's a busy day for
Oh, sure.
a retail store,
Mhm.
so, on the mall. So that's where we are with the drum map,
Exciting.
it'd be good, we should. Maybe even on the 7th. Open it up so people can see what it looks like,
Yeah, I've never seen it.
yeah, in fact, I might be the only one that's seen it, come to think about it.
Pretty sure we've seen a photo at some point.
Because he came to get art to see if we had a space for
Yeah,
it some months ago, and didn't he bring it? I can vaguely sort of picture the hugeness of it. Anyway,
okay. Quarterly work session for cemetery walk recommended maintenance.
I'm wondering if we'd even need a work session for this, when Kevin Eggleston and was there to look at the cemetery to see his family's things. And I joined JG, I found a couple of big holes inside the fence on the west side. And so I just wonder if maybe I'd be glad to go and prowl around with a clipboard if someone wanted to join, or if we wanted to make it a special work session, if we needed enough people, just to. I think we should have quarterly work sessions, but I think we need to get up there and look at those holes and not wait. Especially since we haven't really had snow.
They look like there's prairie dogs digging in there.
Well, there were holes. That's all I know.
Oh,
A
okay.
couple of them.
That, and you wanna talk about the weeds?
Yes, I don't know if you all know the. Common mullein, the plant that has the tall yellow flowers and the soft, wonderful soft leaves. Of course, it's a very noxious weed. And the cemetery has a lot of it. And they're dormant right now, and it'd be easy to go and just get them out.
So can we rotate the
Noxious?
goats?
No, but
It's a native plant.
No, it is
It's
not a
not?
native plant.
I already
I'm-
kind of planted the seed with Vargas,
Uh-huh.
just to get them out there, to just dig them up.
Pardon me?
Vargas.
Yeah,
I'm,
oh, you
Happy
say
to
you
get-
have planted
I
that.
planted a different
arranged.
seed, yeah.
You're picking up puns like these two.
Yeah, just for them to go out quick with some shovels and dig them out,
Okay. this is
but,
Good to do it.
I really love the idea of this group, whether it's a work session or not, or maybe it's a work group, just a person or two from the group, just to, on some sort of regular basis.
What about at each
just-
opening, we do a walkthrough? Whoever's working the opening.
We could, it's just,
Yeah.
we need to, I think with more visibility,
Mhm.
an aging fence, just, the high winds, just so many things. I love the idea of this more organized method of getting a maintenance list that can be handed over to parks, or for me to call Vargas just to get work done quickly. And I love that Mary identified that weed,
Oh,
and
yes,
that we can get it out, otherwise that cemetery will be absolutely full of them.
What's the name of the plant?
common mullein, MULL.
For vascular thapsus.
MU.
LLEIN.
Yeah.
It's my Louisville Community Service is being a volunteer with the open space,
Mhm.
and we dig those like mad.
And you said the roots are how long?
The roots aren't bad with these.
No, they.
The seeds are viable for 75 to 100 years. And one of those stalks will have thousands of seeds.
So there's probably thousands, millions
Oh.
of seeds in the cemetery,
Literally, yes, literally. Yeah.
so we do need to keep on top of it.
Mhm.
Okay. So so why don't I tackle that one? And then I didn't get a peek at the holes, so
Right,
why don't I at least get those two issues covered, and then maybe when we're kind of past potential snow or that March date, we could, whoever's up there could do a walkthrough, or, so I don't know, what do you all think?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think if they determine those are possibly prairie dog holes, then they need to see what's going on and why they're in there digging. Or how they're getting in there digging.
and who else, somebody's in there digging.
Well, yeah, exactly, whoever. Or whatever.
so is this mullein, is that the one that turns an awful brown color in the, after season is over?
It isn't real pretty when it dies.
It's the one that's known as miner's toilet paper because of the soft leaves.
Okay.
We need to plant it by the outhouse.
Hey, that's
Very good.
Okay, well,
We better get an interpretive sign out for that.
Yeah, just make sure you don't use the seed part.
I heard it called Indian toilet paper.
Wally's cactus.
Shepherd's
Oh
love.
my goodness,
Yeah, I've got.
It's this, that one,
yeah,
yeah.
but you know, there's the one that turns the hillsides all brown, I mean, just looking at it from the distance, this ugly
Yeah,
brown color. And I was
I
wondering
don't
if that's the
think
same.
the way it sounds, that's the same.
Larry, this is what it looks like. You've probably seen it a million times.
Yeah,
They're tall and.
Yeah,
yeah, it almost, the stalk almost looks like a yucca plant. coming
Yeah,
up.
I didn't know that they were not native.
This
According
is
to Wikipedia, they were introduced really early into the Americas.
related
By
but
the
not
European.
related, you know how we've all
Natural?
marveled at the iris that are out there?
came over on a boat.
We now have a volunteer group called Gardeners Unite.
Mhm.
And I'm just throwing it out there, I've not said anything to them, but. You know, those iris, it's a miracle that they come up every year and bloom, and they receive no love. Or they've never been thinned out or anything, and I just am wondering, do you think we should tend to them at all? That would be a good project for them.
I think that's a wonderful suggestion.
Yeah, as long as
Myself.
Vargas is up in there, they can maybe dig some of those up and. Get out the bad ones and.
Yeah, but Gardeners Unite
Gardeners
might know more what they're doing.
Yeah, so some pretty knowledgeable people in
Yeah.
that group.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it would be
It would be a fun day, and then we could kind of educate them a little bit about the cemetery, but we
Yeah.
could use their help a little bit with maybe tending to those beautiful iris,
yeah,
so that they continue to bloom and do well and thrive. I don't know how they thrive so well.
Well, they may be some pretty old plants.
It might be because we leave them alone,
I know.
sort of like
And
teenagers.
That I think would be good for someone to look at as well.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom is actually an iris. Like,
Savant.
yes, and I don't mind having her come either, but I think the Gardeners Unite group is also.
I think
Yeah.
that's
It's a good
terrific.
idea.
Yeah,
So you would be
Could
okay
they
with
also take
either
on the
or?
flowers by the outhouse?
Hmm?
Could they take on the flowers
Oh,
by the
yeah.
outhouse?
I think Carol
I
would
was
love
thinking
that.
that too,
Well, that's a good idea too.
when you said that.
It's just, the hard part is figuring out of like, do they need water? Cause we don't want
Yeah.
irrigation hitting the outhouse and, you know, things like that, but.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
probably get some smaller, watering. Valves or
those
in right
drip
next to the
leads,
outhouse
yeah.
there to water cause they're gonna have to come in and probably dig that up, cause that's pretty. Hard soil in there and get some dirt in there, so so they can survive.
Got the pea gravel on there now.
Yeah,
Well, depending on how that park's already watered, the lawn side of the outhouse, one of the lawn sides might be the place to plant them, because it might already be getting water.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah,
Okay, then my last question, and I don't mean, I know we need to be mindful of time, but when we were up there, we noticed that,
was it Lottie's?
Lottie's headstone, which is lying down, is really getting weathered to the point where you can almost not read it. And 10 years ago, when that restoration happened, you could read it.
Mm.
So just by virtue of it being flat with weather, wind, it's really losing surface area. And I don't know the solution, but I'm wondering, should we consider getting a consultant to think of something
Putting
to
it like
salvage
a
what's
tempered
left
glass.
of it?
Yeah,
Tempered glass case over it or something.
Something,
The people at the spring talk, the fall talk from the Boulder Cemetery talk something.
did she?
I remember her talking about them, that the writing wears down, it's. I don't know.
I mean, I know it's one thing if they're upright,
Upright,
but the
and they
fact that
moved
hers
them,
is
yeah, that they
down.
moved
Yeah.
them from upright to down.
Yeah.
And there was something else they did besides moving it to preserve,
yeah.
but I don't remember what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
And maybe it was just the moving
They,
of
they,
it.
just wanna
they
throw
attached
it out
each place
there
and put it on
that-
a concrete base.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
concerning, you know, that we're losing that area. That headstone.
Well, two things, one is that was actually 20 years ago that was done.
Oh, God.
2004 and 5.
Yeah,
And the second thing is those interpretive signs that are in the cemetery now. We had a grant that led to those being developed. And the grant was from a historic cemetery organization. But Mary McNellan's name came up and she ought to know, the one that did our program on the stone.
Yeah,
and you might have to handle that one with kid stone, or kid gloves, so it doesn't just end up cracking and crumbling to
Yeah,
pieces.
so it's got a crack in it already,
Yeah.
like at least one.
But the cover over you wouldn't really have to handle it. You'd stabilize the cover way outside of it somehow. Yeah, I think
As
we
long as
need
it's
to,
not picking moisture up from the ground.
Right,
yeah.
Well, it's
you could
got flagstone
ventilate
underneath.
it to-
Well, yeah,
you could what?
to make sure that the cover is not just sealed where it would, like.
Yeah. And if
fog
if
not
you're doing
breathe.
something to a gravestone, I mean, is there any family we need to,
Kevin, we know Kevin now.
okay? Need to inform, I mean. it's a family's
That-
gravestone.
I think it would be
That
a
would be
good
part of
I
idea.
think that's part of how and why that conversation came up.
Yeah.
Because Mary and I were with Kevin,
Uh-huh,
and then Mary and I off to the side were looking at that headstone and how hard it is to
Mhm,
read now.
mhm.
Anyway, I don't wanna take any more time on that, I'm just, you know.
Get it
throwing it
on the
out there.
radar.
so should someone contact, say, the person from the Columbia Cemetery,
I think eventually, yeah, I think we should,
even soon?
yeah. Okay, we should move on. Just
I
for the
could
sake of time.
contact her.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so the next one is the spring program, so I emailed the presenter and haven't gotten any reply yet, so,
Oh,
well, bug him some more, I guess.
What's plan B if they don't answer?
You have one, don't we?
Do we need to?
wonder if we ought to be thinking of one that's not very far away with it.
I can't remember some of the other ideas that were.
Wasn't there something that you were thinking that could tie into Superior 130? Or Colorado 150 or? Am I,
You know, hearing Jack Bowes
Mm-hmm.
talk, he has a lot of information of the early days. I mean, he wasn't here 130 years ago, but he had a lot about the farming and,
Well, his ancestors too.
yeah,
Mhm.
and just the area, huh?
yeah. Wonder if he'd be willing to share.
You know, what might be an idea is that if Jim Listoka is still feels well enough, they have those guys be a panel discussion or something about the old days in this area.
Oh, that would be
So
interesting.
they're high school friends and
Right.
Yeah,
college friends and all that.
And Jack said Jim is doing okay.
Yeah, I was surprised,
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, That,
It was
It could be
pretty
a
low
nice
there for a
lead up
while.
to the Hello Superior issue
Mm.
coming out in the
Yes.
summer.
How do you spell bows?
Yeah,
BOWES.
Okay.
that's a thought.
So looking at April, why don't I make a connection, a contact with Jim and see if he is feeling about being involved, but he really likes
He likes
being
that.
involved, that's. He was so excited to take that trip out to the mine site,
Mm.
and fellow my size trying to keep him from falling over, it was quite an adventure.
Mhm.
So you wanna maybe check with him and then
Mhm.
maybe by the next meeting finalize
Yes,
the plan?
yep. Historic walk, same.
I need a date for
Yeah.
Hello Superior.
May 2nd is our opening.
Yeah, there it is.
It's just the first
May
Saturday in May.
second, and then it would be 2 to 3 or 3:30.
At least 3:30.
Well, it usually takes a few minutes to get going, so it's, we can say 2 to 4 probably. I think it takes a good hour plus.
And last year I messed up and I said the meeting spot was Grasso because that's where we had met the year before because Asti was under construction. Would you want the meeting place to be at Asti or at Grasso?
Well, we used to do it before the fire, we'd needed Asti and then stop off at Grasso.
Is that what you would like to do this year?
What do you think, gang, same? Do it that way?
We did that many years in a row, but I think it's
Open
open.
to suggestions, yeah.
It adds more time in town before you even get to the
Mhm.
site, but I
If you wanted
understand
to
that's what.
start from Grasso, it saves a little time.
That's true,
It does.
it's okay with me, but
Cause you are getting a lot of visitorship to, on museum days too, so I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there.
well, it makes me think, if you have any suggestions for improvement, it's just, I just kind of adapted what Bob and Denzel used to do and any suggestions for improvement, let me know.
I think what Jill said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. People are always
And they all
really
get a
interested.
good turnout and
Yeah,
repeat visitors and
I know something every single year.
it's kind of like second grade field trips.
So,
Grasso then?
And the adults are just as ornery as the kids.
so Grasso or Asti?
What?
Grasso or Asti?
What's the consensus? I'm okay with Grasso.
I
I
think
think
Grasso.
Grasso.
Grasso, I think.
Yeah, it seems.
Okay, great, thank you.
You might remember that May is Historical Preservation Month, so we accidentally got in a good month there, and I always put it in the brochure that goes out to on that, so,
Now, are you talking about going from there out to the mine site?
yeah.
Now, is that gonna end up sooner or later having that gravel path down through there as opposed to what's there?
We haven't, it hasn't been finalized,
Okay.
for one thing, I don't know. Boulder County being able to afford it anymore, they're going through some,
It's not Boulder that would pay for that.
We would have to pay for it.
Yeah. Superior would have to.
well, that's right, so it'd be their approval,
And
yeah,
we,
cooperation.
and again, not to get off too much off topic, but we kind of talked about that there's an annual historic preservation budget. And this year we're using it towards the minor memorial,
Yeah.
but it could be that next year we use that bucket of money towards that path that we've been talking about for so long.
Well, sometime last year when I checked in with Leslie, things were moving forward, but it was a matter of pace and other milestones that had to be met.
And I also kind of dropped that thought with our grant writer to potentially raise money as well, so I haven't lost sight of it, it's definitely on my radar. It's just maybe on the back burner radar type thing, but thanks for bringing that up, Wally.
Yeah, because the level path down through there as opposed to the ruts would be better for like Jim Listoka and me. And I'm sure there's other people that would be more
Absolutely.
comfortable going back in there so they had something flat to walk on.
We
It's
might,
treacherous for sure.
if we have a new Leo, then there's some kind of like quad array TV with seats, maybe. Maybe we have that available for the less mobile people
Good idea.
from the trailhead,
Let me look into something like
Yeah,
that.
what, Scott, I'm sorry.
an ATV.
A golf
Oh,
cart.
okay, one of the
Um,
gators or whatever.
And I don't know if we'd have to note that or mention that for our Boulder County access, but I would imagine it being a big deal.
Good idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, maybe they let some of us older guys drive that. We could give you a ride like you won't.
You wouldn't be allowed to drive it.
Probably, rightly so.
End up with the same fate as your Mercury.
Yeah. It could be.
She's right in her way,
Hit a prairie on kind of,
Oh, jeez. Well, and JG, that'll be in, the same Hello exhibit, issue that we're talking about for the,
I think the spring issue, they just wanna do a call out for the historic walk, so that's why I need to
Yeah.
say, yeah. It won't be a story.
no,
it'll
no,
just
sorry,
be a
it's
call
on
out
that calendar.
calendar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I thought, okay. Then, February 7th, open museums, first of all, I won't be here for that. Well, in fact, that day we get on the big bird and fly out the west coast to be with our grandkids while our daughter and son-in-law do a winter vacation, so. So, otherwise, probably just do, you wanna coordinate that, Scott?
February 7th,
Yeah.
what's Dalton up to on the 7th?
But to find out,
He's
well,
not here to defend himself.
yeah,
I don't,
make him our delegate to the United Nations or something.
we should at least do the check-in of who does plan on doing it and what schedules we have covered. I'm available as far as I know on the 7th.
I'm available.
We can be
I'm available.
Okay,
as we usually are.
Do you want morning or afternoon? I think it might help to.
Yeah, we take shifts.
It doesn't matter to us, I don't think.
I would like to show up at noon if possible, but I can be there to
That's
open.
better for me because I prefer to be there to open.
So,
And so some of us try to merge around the two times to stare at the wall for the
Yeah.
display of the ornaments.
Mm.
Not ornaments,
The map.
utensils.
oh, the utensils, yes, and the map.
I bet it'll get worked out.
Well, Dalton often comes to ASTI to open with you, right, Scott? So we don't know yet whether he's available,
Correct.
but I could arrange to be there from 10 to 12, just in case he's not, and even if he is, I could start looking at the utensils and the.
And you would be available in the afternoon, so we have afternoon covered, we have morning covered.
Shall I just plan on Grasso except for a quick, well, I've got it in my head. Anyway, I'll plan on Grasso and we'll see what works out.
Okay.
Does Catherine come? Do you need her?
Sure, it's pretty hard for her to get the work.
Work sessions. Yeah.
She can.
Yeah, I think so.
If Nancy would be available, she'd
I
been
think
in
she's
there.
out.
She's still out.
For
Yeah,
some
I
reason,
think so.
February sticks in my mind, and
You're right.
I have no
remember that.
basis of fact for that.
It's ringing a bell with me too,
Okay.
cause she was telling me that when we had the healing bus.
Yeah, cause I remember I was thinking, and you're in like Minnesota or Michigan in the winter, and like, what type of, snowbird flying north are you? But it has something to do with her grandkids' activities, and there was something fun.
Well, on the next item is the CPI conference in Denver,
What is CPI?
Colorado Preservation, Inc. And so.
Yeah, I put that on there because if anybody wants to go, you get cheaper registration fees through January something or other. I have the brochure at home. I didn't know them, but it's
What do
at
they
the,
cover? I mean,
it's at some hotel on Ogden.
You said double tree.
Where is Ogden in Denver?
Oh, it's all over the place.
yeah, I mean, it runs from downtown down through
Yeah,
Inglewood
but
and
from Denver, from downtown, is it east?
I think it's south,
Basically downtown.
I think it runs north-south.
It's north-south.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
thought
I
it
know it
ran
goes
north
through
and south, but
Tamarack,
it's a
it
few
goes through
blocks
Inglewood, it
east
goes
of
through,
downtown.
yeah.
Say it again.
So it's not real convenient.
It could be
If
way
you're on the
north,
bus.
or way central,
Yeah,
or way
it
south.
runs,
a
it's like
very long
Broadway,
road.
it runs forever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so,
It could be anywhere.
mhm.
So the format is, plenary speakers and breakouts and, excellent topics and oftentimes involve field trips too.
Mhm.
So when we have it.
I mean, I'd be interested in seeing the brochure, but I'd
It's
like,
by the old airport. It's
Yeah.
near Quebec.
Yeah,
Okay, so it is.
32nd in Quebec.
Does anybody know the cost, if it, those early bird rates?
I have all the information at home. I
Is there a
just brought the
website, anybody?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm bringing up.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not-
also a group rate too for,
Yeah, it would
If
be-
you're part of,
I think it would be good to see who's interested, roughly how much it would cost.
Colorado Preservation, cause I'm getting the, CPI polyurethanes technical
No,
conference.
That's not it.
That's not it.
he's
I have the
scrolling
link.
down.
are we sure?
Okay, keep scrolling.
Well, because, normally we'll do kind of a blanket approval for expenditure towards the conference
Yeah.
fees. And the conference is before your next meeting.
Yeah, they're really worth going to, but I will also be out of town for that, so.
Is anybody else interested in going while
Karen and
Jill
Mary
and
have gone in the
Susan
past.
are looking
Yeah,
up?
I've gone a lot of times, but I'm not sure about where it is.
Is it
As
the
far as my
Saving
getting there.
Places conference?
Cause I'd be on the bus.
That's the
It
one.
sounds like it's off Quebec,
Yeah, 32nd.
Well, you know where
I think east
Stapleton
of
Airport
downtown.
used to be.
like where Stapleton used to be, in that area.
Those
Why-
hotels.
why not Firehouse 23
Oh,
Brewery, huh?
Then I'm not interested.
But that's why they had all those hotels they built before they deactivated the Staples.
Those used to be
Yeah.
airport hotels,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent
Okay, so-
the link to everybody if you're
Yeah.
interested.
Do
You
you
think
see
what?
cost though?
Yes, I do.
The CPI member is $350.
Mm-hmm.
Is there,
Individual?
That just says CPI member, join and non-member is $450. I gotta keep
Okay.
scrolling.
It does say
But
first
there's some
time,
kind of a break if you get it in.
First time is $220.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, I can
Rookie
call
price.
you with the,
it seems like there's a,
Yeah.
I have it
Group
all.
Yeah, I
We
think-
would have to vote
Yeah,
on an
on an
expense
expenditure.
Oh, okay.
today. I'm just trying to get a ballpark and then you can do an up to.
well, we went last year? No, we didn't go last year. We went 2
We
years.
didn't, because it was,
Lower.
Colorado Springs.
It was in-
Oh,
yeah, it was in
2025
Colorado Springs.
recap.
We went the year before.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it was in Boulder.
both years it was in Boulder weekend.
Is
Yeah.
anybody interested in
So we've
going?
already paid
If
that.
I were two
I
people,
might be,
yeah,
yeah, I might
Sure,
be
yeah.
too.
it's so valuable.
Let me
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been before?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't
several
understand.
times, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Karen and Mary have both attended quite a few of these.
Yeah.
So we're looking at between 220 and potentially 350.
I'm
Per
not interested
person.
this year. I
Yeah,
can't.
it's $220 for
that
a
one.
first time person,
And that would
Business.
be the case for both.
both of us.
We don't know about Dalton, so I'm just trying to, for the sake of time, thinking about a blanket
Up to
up to
500.
amount.
Also, we could drive on the highway,
Up to
and
700.
people don't like to drive.
Or
But I would
800,
be happy to
just in case all.
Well,
Something like that.
I can
yeah.
drive it.
Yeah.
If we don't
go, I
You're
can
interested in going.
Yeah.
Don't, it's during the day. Dalton may not be available.
Yeah.
Right.
I,
Where are
I,
those days
I
of
do
the
think
week?
there's an organization, seems
11
like there's been an
through
organization.
13. Right.
Pricing.
Amount.
Price,
So that's
Yeah.
Wednesday through a
but
Friday,
maybe I'm,
Yes.
Yeah.
so that might
I-
order for Dalton and it's.
Yeah, I'm
five.
double checking the calendar too.
So we need to vote on up to, since it's pretty fluid right now,
Just
but
in
maybe.
case,
Yeah,
we don't have to finalize who's going, it's just it's an expenditure approval up to. Just somebody.
I
Mm.
move that we approve up to $800 for commission member attendance of the CPI 2026 conference in Denver.
And I don't think you'll have that many, but you might.
Okay, so it's been moved, there a second,
I'll second.
Mary seconds
Alright,
it,
can keep up with you guys.
and. And what's, any other discussion on that?
What was
I
the
think-
amount that we approved?
Up to
800.
Up to 800, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then whoever decides that they wanna go, I can just work with you separately and I can help you get you registered or reimbursed or whatever it might be.
And Karen, if it's, maybe somebody would drive who's interested in
Jill,
going.
Jill,
can
Jill
drive.
said she would drive.
She would-
That would be our work session, so we might. have
It
to
would
move
be our
that,
work
or-
session.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We'd have to move our work session that month.
We,
Cause you know,
as part
They
of the
can't work
town
that
of
without
Superior,
us.
we do get a discount.
Oh,
What we
okay.
have as, yeah.
Yeah.
As part of the museum.
So, and that could be like, I go in and do a group registration.
I think that's
As
how
the
it went.
administrator and then,
I
yeah,
believe so.
okay.
I-
Well,
I agree, I think so,
Yeah, and it also
but it still's.
depends on how many days they wanna go to.
Yeah. we
yeah,
need-
what
I
they
heard they
don't
had a commercial
have
day
on
rate
the
or something.
brochure is the agenda. The,
Usually the last thing of the work, of the time
Yeah,
is
they're probably just.
not the best programs. Their introductory programs are really good and.
yeah, your keynotes, this end of the second day. and-
Sometimes they have field trips planned.
Yes.
I don't know, that one I didn't see
Yeah.
on the brochure.
Yeah, the brochure is more like sponsored levels. I don't see an agenda.
Yeah,
okay, why don't I send an email out to the group? And then that'll give you all time to scour that website a little more
Mhm.
and
Oh.
figure out if you wanna go.
Did we vote on the motion?
No,
No,
Oh, sorry.
We're discussing.
we're having
Oh.
discussion of the motion that was seconded.
Discussing.
Discussion.
Oh,
Excuse me.
It was seconded. I don't
That's
think
smart
it's
then.
Consent.
approved, so we do need an all, we need to finish that up.
Okay. So.
Any further discussion? Think that, Jill. Then all in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay,
So, Jill, if you click on the link that says to register, then they. pull up
Then you get the agenda,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, you don't have
Okay.
to sign up.
Okay, just for the sake of time, we probably
Yeah.
should move on.
Yep.
Yep,
so what about the February work session then? Make it a week later, 20th?
Let's see if we're going before we
Oh, that's
redo it.
Yeah.
same dates, huh?
yeah, it is the same day.
So postpone till further future.
Possible reschedule to be determined.
Okay, something here about a Mount Vernon event at History Colorado, sponsored by History Colorado?
Yeah, and I wish I would have grabbed a postcard that, Dalton left postcards at both museums.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
to be an event at History Colorado, he's real excited about it, he's registered for it already. And he copied me on emails back and forth with, the hosts of the event. It's, again, it's not History Colorado putting it on, it's an organization that's coming in
Oops.
that will be presenting at History Colorado. And the postcard is at both museums. Again, I didn't bring it with me. I wasn't able to find it on the History Colorado website. So I encourage you to pick up a postcard
Yeah,
if that's of interest to you, because all of the information is there, and I'm sorry I don't have it in my hand.
it's a Monday.
Right.
That's good.
I remember him having those recently, but I didn't study it very much.
I think it's on the icebox at Asti, and I
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
you're
where
right.
at Grasso.
Well, should we move on to the staff updates?
Sure.
Wait, I have one question. Where did you reschedule the work session to?
We're not,
we're-
to be determined.
Oh, okay. Oh,
If,
okay.
if we lose a lot of people to that conference, then we will reschedule. If no one decides to go, then it's a moot point.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, this is not on the agenda, but I did want to talk to you about the agenda. it was not emailed out. And the reason for that, you know how you normally get that automatic message? Or you'll get an email from the town that has the, you know, the agenda's been posted kind of a thing. So we have an entirely new process for how I submit the agenda to the town that then gets put into that email system and on the website and all of that. It's a completely different process, and the process also requires that I submit the agenda an entire week before your meeting. So that's gonna make, for me, calling for agenda items even earlier so that we can finalize, so that is a very different process, but because it's so brand new, I didn't get the agenda to them until Tuesday morning. But that even didn't get it into their email world. So that's why you didn't get anything. And I probably should have emailed it to you myself. I just didn't think about it, and I apologize for that. So it's a little clunky right now. I'm sure will get ironed out, but did you know that I will be sending those call for agenda item emails out a little earlier than I normally do, and that's why, okay? So I think we already kind of touched on that Hello Superior Cemetery feature for the second quarter, and then, stay tuned for conversation, interviews, questionnaire type things coming from me and or comms for the third quarter issue, which will focus on Superior 130. There was a suggestion, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but they were thinking about maybe making that issue look like an old time newspaper, which would be so cute.
Yeah.
So there's really, I think it's really exciting that Historic is getting a lot of attention in two back-to-back issues. Just a heads up that we do have construction going on out here right now, and that's to relocate the front desk. So it's safer, more secure. There's gonna be a little office space behind the front desk, a little more storage for them. Not as cold as it is sitting next to those windows for them. So that's what's going on there. But then we have a drainage issue here at the community center, just that's something fierce, terrible.
Really?
Well, the entire parking lot is a hill. And anytime it rains really hard, most of the space floods. We also have drainage issues that's kind of buckling the parking
Oh,
lot.
my.
We have staff offices that the walls are crumbling. In that big Long's Peak room where we've done our things, there's bricks where you can actually see sunshine through.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So there will be some work getting done to this building. Could be as early as May. I don't have a schedule yet, but just know that there's a chance we may end up moving to civic space or town hall, not sure, just FYI, okay? The monitor screens we already talked about. A couple other things I wanted to mention. Thanks to Catalog It, I was able to pull the lunch pail photo and send it to Matthew, the minor memorial artist. And then I also took photos of the shovel at Asti and sent that to him. He's very excited about it. And then I also said, please shave off a few years from his face, that you all had collectively decided that you wanted him to be more in his 40s, mid-40s. So he's happy about that, and he said he currently has the armature and he's starting to actually create it, so the timing of that was really good. The other thing I wanted just to point out is that Liam, as a facilities person, he's at Asti quite a bit, which I love. And he was there one day and he found something in the park, and he realized it was a shingle from the roof of the museum,
From the
the
cap, wasn't
the
it?
cap, you know, how it has
Oh,
like
yeah.
brown.
Mhm.
And so then he found another one.
Oh, Jesus.
So there's two of them under the sink
Hmm.
at Asti, so just leave them there, that's what they are. He contacted the company that makes those shingles and said, hey, these things are flying off. They sent him a whole bunch of extras for free,
Oh.
and he just went up there himself and put them back.
Yeah.
But he's trying to keep an eye on them. He's really worried that he thinks that the process that they are normally installed probably wasn't with high winds in mind. So
No.
he's keeping an eye on it. It could be that we eventually have a roofer come out and just secure it down better. So if you happen to be at Asti and you see something like that, just let me or Liam know.
Interesting.
Shingles are a flying.
Did you also say that he thinks we should be alarmed? That the alarm should be,
Yes, thank you, Mary. I didn't write that on my list.
But now we
But,
have to learn how to do
Yeah.
it.
I think
Mess with
Nadine,
the lock.
Nadine in the admin office at town hall and Liam, they both think we probably should start using the alarm.
Yeah,
I think they're right.
Yeah.
Much as I hate doing.
I know.
But know that there's a keypad in the basement and upstairs.
Okay,
So before we do anything, I will make sure to test it out, make sure it's easy and that you know what's going on.
and I'm
before
gonna
we actually
apologize in
on it.
advance, if you think missing keys was bad, I can set off an alarm with the best of them. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
And
So
then
just-
you'll plan a teaching session?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, we need to climb.
Can we do a video instruction that I can replay as I go?
So anyway, that,
Oh, man.
nothing right away, but for sure,
Calls
we
from
do
me.
need to get that going. We need to start using that. I can't think of anything else. I think that's all I have for now. And I think 2 more minutes, I'll hand it back to you, Mr. Dorsey.
Oh, gosh. I was gonna contact Mary Riley McClellan and somebody else, it seems like.
Oh, cause you had two people.
Jim.
The gym of stuff.
Let's go,
Oh,
and then the guy at the
Thank
Brookfield
you.
Museum.
Yeah.
And the veterans.
Yeah,
I have one quick other.
What do you mean by the veterans?
For the uniform.
I thought, okay,
to see if they had any de-accession
Accessories.
items.
right, I was thinking kind of a field trip on that too, but
That'd
okay.
be fun.
I will check it out.
But if it turns out to be a field trip, I'd love to go.
Okay,
I have one item for other. We had said when Mary Peebles came from DAR, we would get a small work group started
Ooh,
to brainstorm if we could do anything, right? Can we because I don't think we have a nonprofit to run money through.
We are sort of working.
We're working on that, but I think that is an item that then gets tabled until we have a means to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
and when we do, it's gonna be Fast and Furious, really geared for Marshall Fire
Fire.
Remembrance
Yes.
Project.
yes,
Not to say that there couldn't be
Be
other,
others.
that's gonna be the primary
Yes.
focus.
but right now I would
But
like to get back to her and say, you know,
It's
we've
gonna be a
discussed that
bit.
we don't have a nonprofit entity
Yes,
supporting the town. Yeah,
Yeah.
and, yet it is being explored, and when we get to that point,
where it's coming from is, it's Superior Rising
mhm,
is sort of reconfiguring
Okay.
itself to hopefully be that entity for
Yeah.
Marshall Fire Remembrance.
okay,
And then in the future, other things like this.
yeah.
Because it's come up.
I
in
will
this
just
group.
say it's being explored
Yeah.
and not give any details beyond that, and that we love the ideas. And when we. As we are optimistic for success, when we hit it, we will circle back.
And then the only other I have is, do you want to reschedule your holiday luncheon?
Oh, now the most important item on the agenda.
I know, we should have led with that.
What took you so long?
I'm thinking there's a couple of different options. You could use a work session date, or you could do a half meeting like we did in December. And you don't have, I don't know.
I would say a work session date, because our
Yeah.
meetings are
We can barely
crammed.
get through, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe a work session and then lunch. and-
yeah, just a short, you know,
Or
an
a
hour.
work session.
Except does that include, does that,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
enough
we did
notice
sort of
to take a
work
second.
session.
It just matters how things work out.
Yeah, I know.
We can send a box lunch to you with cookies and beers.
Sending the box lunch up to Alaska.
Well, I was just throwing it out there, you know,
Yeah,
maybe we can discuss it again next month,
Yeah.
because I think Larry, you said you wouldn't, well, you won't be at the open museum.
we're leaving on the
And
seventh.
there's the potential of moving that February work
Let
session,
me know,
so
when are you returning?
16th or 17th.
Oh,
we can also create a different work session date.
Yeah,
And it can be a Saturday,
it can be a Saturday,
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a Friday.
it could be Sunday brunch.
Ooh,
that might work better for the working people.
Yes, so, okay, so just think about it, maybe we'll talk about it again next month.
Okay.
Or in an email. Something.
okay, so my last other is that I'm gonna meet next week with Kevin, Eggleston, whose family, well, Lottie Eggleston's an ancestor. And then Bob Gabriella from Marshall called me a couple weeks ago, told him I'd get back to him after the holiday dust settles, and he's lifetime resident of Marshall, and Gabriella's are kind of like Kuffner's in that they've been there since the dawn of time practically, and so he's got some things he's ready to start getting rid of. And so if I'd like to maybe try squeezing in last of part of next week. I'd like to have someone else go along, so in case, you know, it's always good to have more than one person to pass judgment on items.
I'm happy to go with you. I'm sure others might be as well, if, depending when you set it up, but
You might want,
I'm happy to go with you.
that part I heard.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I,
depending on the dates, I'd be
Yeah.
interested in going to. So.
Does it help to have our wish list with you? Cause sometimes that will help them to think about what we're looking for. And we don't get a bunch of stuff that we aren't looking for.
I could do that, I could take, I've got on my computer, so I could run it off.
You said the Eccles and who else?
I'm sorry, you ready?
Yeah,
GABRIELLA,
Gabriella,
yes.
Gab or Gad?
Yeah,
okay.
and it could be last of next week or the first part of the week after, so.
Do what works for you, because you guys are more in that
No.
donation space, but I'd be
No,
interested in observing, so.
Okay,
I had so much fun going with Karen the day we went and looked at the desk, but with Catherine,
this,
Catherine Barth, we have a lot of Catherines in this space.
we do know.
Just let us know when the date
Okay,
is.
sure enough.
We'll see who's available.
Okay, anybody, anything else for the good of the order? Motion time.
Second it. I'll second it.
Wait, who made the motion?
I did.
So fast. Okay.
See, that was easy.
Are we?
Very cooperative, yes.
We are
I
adjourned.
think.
We are
I think
adjourned,
it was
yes.
consensus.
That is